Okay, let's talk boxing. Yeah, I'm going to do a follow-up video to the potential fight of Manny Pacquiao versus Terence Crawford. The video that I did already has done pretty well. So, a couple of questions I wanted to pose and ask you guys and share some of my experience. Bearing in mind if the fight does happen, obviously, with the situation at the moment, how boxing is, you can't get your hopes up too much because you'll end up getting disappointed. But I've got a feeling the fight's going to happen. According to Freddie Roach, Manny Pacquiao's gone into training camp. So can Manny Pacquiao beat Terence Crawford at the age of 42? And my kind of question is, if he does beat him and he can beat him, how will he beat him? Would it be on points? Would it be by a stoppage? Would it be by a knockout? I'm just kind of sharing my thoughts out loud because I've been thinking about the fight a lot. I didn't want it to happen initially because I'm a big Pacquiao fan. I don't really want to see him get beaten badly at the end of one of the best careers that I think's ever been achieved in boxing. I think most people would agree with that. And if you don't agree with that, then I'm surprised. Let me know in the box below why. Let me know your thoughts on anything to do with this fight and anything else in boxing. So let's talk boxing. So I think Manny's got to do one of two things if he's going to win this fight, right? I think the first thing he has to do is he has to hurt Crawford in the fight. He has to get his respect, because Crawford's the type of fighter that if you can't hurt him and you don't get his respect, he's just going to break you down and destroy you and knock you out, right? Very similar to what he done to Amir Khan, right? Amir Khan did hit him a few shots, but he didn't really get his respect and he got dropped Khan pretty early, right? I know Khan wasn't in his prime, right? So I'm aware of that, but just making a point with regards to trying to explain and understand the tactics that Manny Pacquiao would have to apply. So I know it sounds like stating the obvious, but the obvious things usually are the most helpful. So Manny will have to hurt him and get his respect early on, I believe. I believe he'll have to do that within the first 3 rounds, like he did with Furman. He dropped Furman in the first round. I'm not saying he's going to drop Crawford, but he could drop Crawford. So he'll have to hurt him. Second one is, to state the obvious, Manny Pacquiao is going to have to land more shots on Terence Crawford than he lands on Manny. Otherwise, he's not going to get the decision, right? Being that, Terence Crawford he's a younger fighter. He's still coming into his prime. I'm sure there's a lot of financial backing with him. And then Manny's obviously on his way out, even though Manny's a superstar. Basically, Crawford's getting in with a living legend, right? And Crawford, it appears, I don't think you could call Crawford a legend yet because he's still fighting. He's still relatively young, right? But he's becoming a legend. And if he beats Pacquiao, I think that's probably going to cement his legacy, and especially if he goes on and beats Errol Spence after, right? But yeah, I really think Manny Pacquiao is going to have to hurt him pretty early on to make him think about just coming in and doing what he done to Kell Brook, Amir Khan, Jeff Horn, and many of the others, right? The list goes on of other fighters that he beat. I'm sure it was Benavidez that he beat. Is it the younger brother? I hope I didn't make a mistake on that. I know he had a good fight. I watched it where I think it went the distance, but he knocked him out in the last round, right? You guys will let me know on the facts. I'm a bit slow on the facts today. So I think they're the two things Manny's got to do. If he doesn't do those things, I don't see how he can beat Crawford. If he can't hurt Crawford, then he's going to have nothing to fear. He'll just find a way to break Manny down or just to outpoint him. Another conclusion I was going to say is, if Crawford does win, how do you guys think he's going to win? I think he's going to win by edging it, on points, on more boxing and more keeping out of the way of Manny's shots and catching Manny with jabs and just kind of beating him on youth and freshness. And obviously he's got a great IQ. But if Manny can roll back the years and come in the shape that he came in with Furman and even something a little bit better, then Crawford's in trouble, right? Either way. So it's not a foregone conclusion. I'm not just expecting that Crawford's just going to beat Manny, right? I know he's going to be the favourite, and even I've got him as a bit more than a slight favourite, right? If I had to give percentage, I probably would say 62% to Crawford, the rest Pacquiao. 60-40, you know, something like that. But yeah, if Manny hurts him, he's in trouble, because one thing about Pacquiao, which I love, and Crawford's the same, once he hurts you, once he puts you down or stuns you, or he's just on you, then I think Manny's a real, from following his career, right, and everyone's going to have their own opinion, perceptions, and that's totally fine, but for me, he's a volume fighter, and he's a confidence fighter. And what I mean by that is, once he gets going and gets his rhythm and hurts you, his confidence just goes up the roof, and he just gets better round and round and round and round. But if he's kind of like, if you shut him out like Mayweather did through being very defensive and obviously great boxing IQ, he just kind of gets frustrated and tries to keep coming forward and landing shots, and then he can be a bit predictable, right? And that's a harsh statement to say Manny. For me, Manny's like perfect boxer, can do everything. But obviously, just trying to look at every different angle and be as honest as I can, have my opinion, which is why I built the channel. If Manny falls into that, same with the Thurman fight. Once he got off to a good start, it's just turbo confidence. And I find Manny takes shots better, and everything about him, his performance is just unbelievable. In the Cotto fight, same thing. It was sort of a confidence building fight as he got off to a good start. And Cotto was catching some shots at the start and hitting him with some jabs. But once Manny hurt him, he hurt him again. He's relentless. So I think, like I said, he has to hurt Crawford, and he has to hit him. He has to be able to land on him, and that's not going to be easy with Terence Crawford, with his IQ, defense, and his offense as well. So that's the question. And if he's in shape, Manny, like he usually is, and he doesn't tire, because he's going to have to be as fit as try not to swear. I don't really like swearing on YouTube with the videos. He's going to have to be fit as F, right? We'll leave it as F, to beat Crawford. But yeah, it's interesting and it's exciting. I'd love to know what you guys think, but I do think he can beat him, but I think he's got to be at his best. And like I said, I can't see him beating Crawford any other way without hurting him. If he doesn't hurt him, then that kind of tells me he's not landing shots, because obviously to hurt Crawford, of course, he's got to land shots. Right, I know I'm stating the obvious today, but I feel like this is the best kind of, not advice, but when I'm breaking things down and sharing my opinion. So Manny's going to have to land on him, and he's going to have to catch him with some of those sneaky, crazy angles that he throws. That shot that he hit Ricky Hatton with, that was heartbreaking at the time, because I'm still a Hatton fan. But the way that angle shot, I can't do it. You guys know it with the left hand, or was it his right hand, where he kind of slips to the side and comes over like that. And the shot, see, even when the guards are up, he seems to get right. He's brilliant. How he gets it through those gaps, I don't know. Even when the fighters are like that, when Cotto was like that, and Margarito, he just boom straight down the middle. It just goes through the guard, and it hurts him, it rocks him. So those are the shots that I love that he does. But I think he's going to have to use his jab as well and feint, because Crawford's not stupid. He's not going to be as easy. It's going to be so hard to hit, I believe. It'd be interesting to see if Manny goes to the body as well. So that's my ongoing prediction for this fight, if the fight does happen. If it doesn't happen, then fair enough. We just have interesting conversations about what could have happened. It'll be disappointing, but that's how I see it. Ideally, you would hope that Manny would get Crawford out and they would knock him out, because the longer it goes on, the more dangerous Crawford is. But that's going to be kind of slim at this stage of Manny's career, even though he's still got the power. And he put Thurman down, but Thurman got back up. But obviously Crawford is on a different level to Thurman, even though I think Thurman is a brilliant fighter. He was a brilliant fighter. I don't know what he's he's still continuing. So yeah, I think that's how Manny will have to, and I think this fight's it's gonna tell early, you know. It's gonna be, I think you're gonna tell who's gonna win it by the first 1 to 3 rounds. The first 3 rounds are really gonna show who's gonna win this fight, who's gonna control the distance, who's gonna start landing more, who's gonna take over, who's gonna be the more dominant force. So that's how I see it. But as you know, with boxing, you can say all these things and believe it, and I do believe it, and all the experience and years of watching it and understanding fighting and breaking it down, I could be totally wrong. There could be a shock. Manny could get knocked out in the first round by Crawford, or Crawford could get knocked out or stopped, or Manny. So such an exciting fight, because although the part I don't like is, you know, Manny's right at the end of his career, and he's in his early, coming to sort of mid-40s now, or early 40s, and Crawford's still, but then again, Crawford, you know, Crawford's not a spring chicken. He's not like 25, he's in his 30s, but he's 30s is young in boxing, especially with the shape Crawford's in. He strikes me as one of those fighters that is always in shape. I've never seen him overweight. He's always slim and ripped, and he looks like he lives good. He lives the life of a boxer, and he's very disciplined. So, but so is Manny. So I'm fascinated to see these two specimens get it on. I want Manny to win, obviously. I'm a Manny fan, but I really like Terence Crawford. And if he does beat Manny, I will be disappointed. But it will. I'll kind of, at the same time, I'll be excited for Crawford to see where his career will go, and hopefully we'll get the Spence fight, Spence and Crawford. But you never know. What if it's I never thought of this actually. It's unlikely, but what if it's a draw? What if they end up having a draw and they've got to fight again? That would be crazy. But yeah, I'm going to say Crawford's probably going to end up being a legend, right? I said still a bit more work to done, but two kind of legends in the ring, two, you know, unbelievable IQs battling out. Which strategy will win? I think it's going to come down to a lot of heart as well. So I've just been this has been like a brainstorming video, bit of therapeutic. I'm just getting out every different idea that I have, so I don't leave any stone unturned, and then I'm excited to read the comments and see what you guys think. And again, if you don't agree with me, that's fine. You've got to have your own opinion. If you do, then we see eye to eye, great. So I'm looking forward to reading the comments below. Like I said, maybe I shouldn't say this, but I'm not really that bothered about this channel getting big or anything like that. I'm just more appreciating doing the videos, enjoying them, and seeing, you know, the response of what you guys think, so I can. It's nice to learn and see opinions from people. There's going to be a lot of you that know more about boxing than I do, but it's not a competition. Just really here actually to make people feel positive and enjoy these videos and have something positive to talk about. So let us know your thoughts in the box below. Both fans. For the Crawford fans, let me know what you think, why Crawford's going to win, how. For the Pacquiao fans, let me know how you think Manny will win this fight, and what will the game plan be, and what will be the little details. I've given you all my details, right? To summarise the video, I think Manny's got to hurt Crawford early, got to win his respect, got to hurt him. He's got to pick up the pace, got to box smart, but he's got to be aggressive, and he's got to land shots on Crawford to win the fight. If he doesn't land enough, and it's close, I think they'll just give it to Crawford. You know what boxing's like. And he's also, you know, obviously got to be careful of not taking too many shots, which I do fear, and I do sense that Manny's gonna get hit. You know, he does seem to get. I've noticed, as brilliant as he is in his last performances, especially with Furman. Even though I love that performance, I think Manny, he battered him really, but there were rounds towards the end where Furman did land a lot of heavy shots that I thought were quite sickening shots to be taken at the end of your career and at that age. I don't think Manny wouldn't have got hit with those shots when in his younger years, but that's boxing, that's life. So how much punishment can Manny take from Crawford? But all these questions I've got, that's really why I made this video. A lot of unanswered questions, that's what makes it exciting. But man, I tell you what, I didn't want this fight to happen. The more I speak about it, I'm going to be on the edge of my seat. I'll be so excited. I love the big fights. Only like the Fury Wilder fight got me excited. The Pacquiao, Furman, Errol Spence, all these great fighters that bring that electricity, like what Mayweather used to bring when he fights. So I hope we get a great fight. I can't see it being a boring fight with these two. Anyway, let me end it because I'm going to end up talking for ages. I'm trying to keep the videos not too long but not too short. Alright, I'll speak to you guys soon. Let me know what you think in the box below.